Alright, imagine this. It's late at night, you step outside, you look up at the moon, and for the first time in more than 50 years, we are about to go back. Not just back into orbit, not just sending robots, we are sending people around the moon, and it is happening soon. NASA is targeting early March, as soon as March 6, to launch 4 astronauts on a 10-day journey around the far side of the moon and back. That's right. Humans are about to travel farther into space than we have in half a century. And this isn't just a joyride. This is the mission that sets up the next lunar landing. Now here is what is wild. They just completed something called a wet dress rehearsal. Sounds glamorous, right? But it is not. It basically means they filled the rocket with fuel and ran the entire countdown like it was launch day. The first attempt didn't go so well. Hydrogen leak, countdown cut short. But the second try at Kennedy Space Center nailed it. They fully fueled the massive rocket, ran the countdown, no major issues. And NASA's Lori Glaze summed it up perfectly. She said every night she looks at the moon and feels like it is calling us. Honestly, that hits different. And the crew? 4 astronauts will be on board. 3 Americans and 1 Canadian. They are now heading into quarantine. Once that happens, it is real. No turning back. They will be strapped into NASA's giant rocket, the 98-meter tall Space Launch System, or SLS. This thing has only flown once before, during Artemis I in 2022. But that mission had no crew on board. This time, it's humans. At the very top of the rocket sits the Orion capsule. And get this, the inside is about the size of a minibus. That's where 4 people will live, eat, sleep, and work for 10 days. Yes, 10 days. Here's how the mission goes. Day 1. Orbit Earth. Make sure everything is working. If all systems are good, they fire the engines and head toward the moon. It takes about 4 days to get there. Then comes the moment. They will travel around the far side of the moon, the side we never see from Earth, the quiet side, the dark side. They will be about 6,500 to 9,500 kilometers above the surface. Close enough for jaw-dropping views. Far enough to stay safe. For several hours, they will study, photograph, and observe. And then they turn around. 4 days back home. Mission ends with a splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Simple on paper, massive in reality. But why this is a big deal? The last time humans went to the moon was Apollo 17, more than 5 decades ago. Artemis II isn't landing, not yet. But it clears the path for Artemis III, the mission that is supposed to put boots back on the lunar surface by 2028. Very ambitious. Because there is more going on behind the scene. SpaceX, led by Elon Musk, has the contract to build the lunar lander. That lander will ride a Starship rocket to the moon. But Starship has faced delays. So NASA is also pushing Blue Origin, owned by Jeff Bezos, to speed up its own lunar plans. Yeah, it's a space race again. Because the US isn't the only one aiming for the moon's south pole. China is planning a crewed landing by 2030. Both nations want the best real estate, especially at the lunar south pole, where there may be water ice, future bases, long-term presence, maybe even fuel production. So when Artemis II lifts off in March, it is not just 4 astronauts going on a 10-day trip. It is the first real step toward humanity, living and working beyond Earth again. Next time you look up at the moon, just imagine. There might be 4 people up there, on the far side, further than any humans has traveled in 50 years. And this time, we are not just visiting, we are planning to stay.